Welcome to Sojourns. Let's journey into sewing. Hi everybody, my name is Chris and this is Sojourns, where we journey into sewing. Welcome back to the sewing room. Well, it's been a minute or two since I've been in the sewing room with you, and it's all for good reason. I took a break from the business of sewing, but I've still been enjoying sewing my own wardrobe for my family and setting up a new sewing space in our home. My husband started his own business. He retired a couple years ago and started his own business, and we switched things around, and I got triple the size sewing room, and this is just a little background for you. I will take you on a tour of that sometime soon, I hope. But I'm coming back today on a video because I'm really excited about the newest pattern I sewed up, and I really wanted to show it to you. I'll come back now and again to show you things that I'm very enthusiastic about, things that are maybe a little bit more of an intermediate sew. It takes a little time and it takes a little bit of patience, so worth the results. Not difficult at all. Not difficult at all. Just not a quick knit, easy sew. So let's get into it. Okay, this is the jacket, this denim cropped jacket from Itch to Stitch. Itch to Stitch is one of my favorite pattern companies. Her tutorials are lovely, easy to follow, and her techniques are beautiful, and her drafting is spot on. So this is the Poas Jacket by Itch to Stitch. It's for woven fabrics like denim, as you see here. I've used a mid-weight denim. You can use twill, bottom weight fabrics. You can use linen. You would just probably want to interface the body of the jacket. It is an unlined jacket, but beautifully finished on the inside, and I will show you that. But let's get into the details. It's a cropped style jacket, so it will fit at or just below your natural waist. It is a double princess seam design, which is so flattering. So there are a number of pieces here that make up the bodice. Beautifully top stitched on each of these pieces, and this really gives it that detail that you want. It doesn't have the traditional collar like you would see on a shirt or a regular denim jacket. Instead, it has this rounded collar, which is really cute, really cute. It has long sleeves and a cuff. Grab that here, a cuff. It's a two-piece sleeve, which means that you get the nicest tailoring, the nicest fit, and the nicest movement from your jacket. You know, when you have a jacket on or a coat, a two-piece sleeve just gives you better movement and better styling and better room so that you can move your arms freely. There's a yoke on the front as well as a yoke across the back, two more seams on the back, which are all top stitched. They have two lines of stitching. I was able to do my edge stitching and my top stitching on my cover stitch machine, my Baby Lock Euphoria. I used the wide cover stitch, that is the two outermost needles, eliminating the center needle, and I can go in one pass and do the top stitching and the edge stitching at the same time. Also point out with this jacket is I've used traditional denim or jean buttons. You can use any kind of button you want. You could use nice pretty snaps if you'd like to, however you want to style your jacket. There are 5 buttons down the front. There's one on each cuff. Of course, if you lengthen your jacket, you can add an extra button so that you have no gaping. The alterations I made on the pattern were simple for me. First, her patterns are drafted for about 5 foot 6 inches in height. Now, of course, everyone holds their height differently, but I am just under 5'5", like a 1/4 inch under 5'5". A little bit short-waisted, pretty well proportioned, but just a tiny bit short-waisted. So when I measured and held up the pattern, I knew that in order to have this hit where it was intended at the waist, which is actually my preferred place because it is the most flattering place on my figure. So I shortened each piece by 1 inch. Before I did that though, I actually lowered the bust point on this jacket. This is a woven pattern, as I mentioned, and so with Itch to Stitch, what she does so beautifully on her patterns is she gives different cup sizes. What a beautiful fit that gives you. so that if you have a fuller bust or a smaller bust, you do not have to usually do a full bust adjustment or a small bust adjustment. You'll choose your cup size by the difference in your upper bust and full bust. And then looking at the chart, you'll choose your cup size. So I made a size 12 with the C cup, which was perfect for me. No other adjustments were needed to make there except lowering the bust point. So you'll measure from the nape of your neck to your apex to find your bust point. And you can measure the pattern on the size that you choose. On itch to stitch patterns, size 12C has an 11-inch apex or bust point. Mine is 12.25, so I lowered the bust point by 1.25. And that's just a matter of moving the bust point down, just like you would move a dart, and we can cover that at another time. Today I'm just doing the pattern review. But I just moved the bust point down on this side and this inset, which has the double seams here. This portion right here next to the placket is just a rectangular pattern piece, so all you need to do is move the notch down to match. You do not need to move the bust point, if you will, or you don't need to cut out and move anything down on that pattern piece. So it's just two pattern pieces. After you do that, that is when you would do your length adjustment, either shorter or longer if you need. I also did a very small 1/2 inch narrow shoulder adjustment. When I did my muslin, and you'll want to do a muslin, when I did my muslin, it came a little longer than intended. Now a jacket will be longer than a top, a blouse, but it was too long. And if it's that long, you won't have free movement in your arms. So I just did a 1/2 inch narrow shoulder adjustment on the yoke on the front and the yoke on the back. Very easy adjustments, and the fit is beautiful. I will show you some styling pictures as we go along. Let me bring you some more details about the jacket. This jacket, as I mentioned, is unlined, which is good so it's not too heavy. It is finished with faux flat felled seams. You can do regular flat felled seams. They are much more involved. If you have a serger, the faux flat felled seams are the way to go because you can finish those edges beautifully. And there's a 1/2 inch seam allowance on this woven pattern. So for the faux flat felled seams, you would just press your seams to one side, and then the two seams that are together you would finish down with your serger, press them to one side, and when you top stitch, you edge stitch 1/8 of an inch from the edge, and then top stitch, I think it's 3/8 the pattern calls for, and that will beautifully edge and top stitch at the same time, or you can do it one at a time on your regular sewing machine. But let me show you how beautifully it's finished on the inside. These are your faux flat felled seams. Everything lays so beautifully. Every edge is beautifully finished. Just a great look. So it looks just as pretty from the inside as it does from the outside. Let me turn it around so you can see the back yoke and the styling in the back. Yeah. There's one yoke across the back with your top stitching. This piece here is cut on the fold, so it's one flat, beautiful piece, and then two side pieces. Beautiful waistband, just a thinner waistband because it is a cropped style jacket. And beautiful, here's your two-piece sleeve right here. Back piece and front piece. And then we have the rounded collar. This new pattern release, the Poas Jacket by Itch to Stitch, is now on sale at 20% off during release week. It is a great value. If you've not tried Itch to Stitch, give it a try. Down in the description box, there is my link, my affiliate link for Itch to Stitch. I'm still an affiliate. I would love if you would support me by using that. Thank you so much. It'll take you right to the sale price on the pattern. You will love the drafting. You want to do a quick muslin always, but the drafting is so beautiful you'll be thrilled. And if you have sewn Itch to Stitch before, you know what I'm talking about. The sizes are so inclusive. They go from a 00 to a size 40. Such a wide range. And every tester that did this pattern we had in the full range of sizes looked fantastic and beautiful. And there's some beautiful colors. I plan on doing a pink one and a light green one in the spring. There's modifications you can make on this pattern. I probably will do a 3/4 sleeve with no cuff for the spring. There's so many things you can do. You can change the collar, you can eliminate the band, maybe do some binding or some lace, or let your imagination go wild. Let me show you some styling pictures. You know, it's a denim jacket, and I chose this medium colored denim because I feel like it could go with everything. So here I have it styled with a sporty little dress and some booties. And the sleeve is roomy enough that you can wear it with a t-shirt, you can wear it with a sweater underneath. I just encourage you to check out the chart. There is your body measurement chart, which of course would help you choose your size. And then go ahead and look at the finished measurement chart so you can see the amount of ease at the shoulders, at the bust, and at the waist. So maybe you want to blend sizes. The tutorial walks you through that. Very simple to do. Or you may choose to go a size up because you want to wear it with a sweater underneath and you want to really be able to have that and close it. Mine buttons easily, whether I have a sweatshirt underneath, a dress, or a t-shirt. Here it is styled with my dress. And here it is styled with some jeans. I have some hot pink kind of red jeans and a red striped sweatshirt, and the casual. I have it styled. I've got the cuffs turned up a little. I've got it buttoned. I've got it unbuttoned. I love the Poas Jacket by Itch to Stitch, and I think you will too. It's a beautiful sew. It's a beautiful pattern. I hope you'll try it and pick it up. And I'd love to see your Poas jackets, either on social media. You can tag me. All of my information's in the description box, or in the Itch to Stitch group, or here in the comment section. So, Black Friday just passed. I bought so many patterns and so much fabric. I should do another video soon to show you all the fabric I bought and the things that I'm going to make. The sales were phenomenal, and it really took advantage of them. You know, I don't buy a ton of patterns now because I have all the hoodies I need, all the sweatshirts I need, things like that. And so I buy things like this, things that are different, things that are new, things that give me a little bit of a sewing challenge, but also are so satisfying, just such a satisfying sew. So here it is, the Itch to Stitch Poas My Denim Jacket. It's nice to see you back in my new sewing space, and I hope to see you again soon. I'll bring you another, maybe I can bring you a new technique, or I can show you how to do these faux flat filled seams. In any case, thank you for joining me here, and I'll see you next time in the sewing room.